Welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri, the channel where we get it all in. You can also learn more about the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Thank you for stopping by. I Am Melanin Magic's fragrance bombs are explosive. Get your charcoal. Make sure you heat it on a heat source long enough so that the charcoal turns gray on all 4 sides before you place any of the incense, bahor, or unsi on top of the charcoal. Take a small piece, if not the entire ball, take a small piece of your fragrance bomb. And as you break off that small piece, place it on the gray charcoal and enjoy the concentrated aromatics, fragrances, and natural ingredients. Our fragrance bombs are the bomb. Use in a ventilated area and use when you need fragrance all over your space. Feminize and romanticize. I am Melanin Magic, and so are you. Welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. I want to say thank you first to all of my loyal subscribers and those of you who show up in the comments consistently. I so appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Darcia. I will be talking with you and Natasha soon to get some feedback from you all on the knotted locks, but I see you in the comments all the time, along with a lot of you, the rest of you. But if you're new to the channel, please feel free to stick around, share the link with someone, show up in the comment section, or give the video a thumbs up. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should oil your Sisterlocks, your Microlocks, or your knotted locks. We already know you can oil your knotted locks every day. So let's actually focus on your Sisterlocks or your Microlocks. I've been breathing outside doing some fun activity. So I'm trying to catch my breath. Getting kind of old up in here. It shouldn't take all that to catch my breath. But let's talk about the oil, because a lot of you all come in the comments, and you have been for some time. And because I've done a lot of videos, older videos about oil, I don't talk about it as much as I used to, but I do want to get into some of the nitty gritty about oil, because we have new subscribers coming in all the time, and it's not always the same people that are watching the videos. So I felt like let's delve into that today. Go ahead, Albie, baby, go ahead. So the way I look at whether or not you should oil your hair is you have to take 3 main things into consideration in terms of how you feel about it. And that is how you feel about it, how your loctician feels about it, and whether or not you think your hair needs oil. And to me, you have to put more weight on 2 things: how you feel about it and whether or not you think your locks need oil. Sometimes it comes down to common sense. Now, I was lucky enough to have the beautiful Ifraj, and her number is in the comment section, Ifraj Suad, S-U-A-D. You can look her up. She's in the Atlanta area. So if you want to know who the sister is that installed my locks and maintained them most of the time, although Neka, N-N-E-K-A, in the Atlanta area, who has an interview here on my channel that was done and uploaded about 4 months ago. Neka helped to maintain my hair and is a very good friend of mine. Ifraj, who I've known for many years, is a wonderful sister and friend of mine. She installed and maintained my locks as well. Both of them use oil on the locks. Now, because Ifraj installed my locks, I can't speak for Neka, but as far as Ifraj goes, she put oil in my hair day 1. And I remember, and I tell this story all the time, because when I got these Sisterlocks, I did as much research as I could, and there wasn't a lot out there. I mean, everything has always been mysterious and secretive. Shout out to the wonderful Sisterlocks Mafia, as some of you call it. I coined that phrase from y'all. It's not mine, but it's hilarious. When I heard it, I was like, yeah, it feels like the Sisterlocks Mafia. Keeping you, in that box on that plantation. You got to do it this way. You got to follow these rules. Never mind what your hair needs. So I remember when Efraj went to put, y'all, I think I got some a few mosquitoes. When she went to put the oil in, you know, I had done all the reading, and even though there wasn't much information out there, I certainly knew no oil, no wire hangers. Christina, get up. Mommy dearest. I knew enough to know no oil. So I was like, oh, you're putting oil on there? You know, trying not to step on any toes, because this was before I really knew Efraj. I was like, oh, you're putting oil on? I thought the Sisterlocks, we're not supposed to put any oil on. She schooled me really quickly. She let me know she had been doing hair for over 20-something years. She was certified master cosmetologist or whatever, like natural hair is what she specialized in. And she said it just like this, if I remember. Our hair needs oil. And I don't care what anybody says, our hair needs oil. And a lot of these people that are doing Sisterlocks don't know anything about natural hair. And boy, oh boy, once I started the channel, that became a thing. The idea that just because someone is a Sisterlocks loctician doesn't mean that they have a history or a successful record of dealing with natural hair. First and foremost, it also does not mean, depending upon the state that they are practicing in, that they have to have any cosmetology credentials. They could just be right off the street, dealing with whatever they're dealing with, decide to take the class, and there's nothing against those people, because some of your best locticians are people who love hair. They may not have gone to school for it, but they love hair, and they're self-taught, and they know a lot about hair, and they've researched hair, and they're always on the cutting edge of learning about new research and everything else. So I'm not one to label things and to be hard, fast in that label and to make absolute statements. So let's be clear. But she said it was okay. Fry said it was okay. I trusted her. It was okay. And every day after that, pretty much in the beginning, I was putting oil on my hair. Now, here is a situation where it made sense to me, and my loctician was all for it. That's not going to be the case for a lot of you, whether you've been going to the same loctician or not. Shout out to Keena Bell, who was saying her loctician was like, no oil, no oil, no oil, no oil. And she was showing more scalp, more scalp, more scalp. Then she started using the I Am Melanin Magical Hair Growth Serum. And as her hair started coming back, her loctician was like, oh. So here's what it comes down to. My hair needed oil before I had Sisterlocks. My hair needed oil. But when I left relaxers, I was natural for almost 2 years. My hair needed oil then. So why wouldn't my hair need oil when I got Sisterlocks? So for me, it was common sense. And I was thankful that I had Efraj. Now, did I have so much oil in my hair that I had to deal with slippage? No. My short locks around here, where the hair is just different, it's rebellious, those have always provided an issue. But I wasn't putting so much oil on those parts of my hair that I had a ton of slippage. Sorry about that, y'all. This past the golden hour. But y'all know, since I've had my locks, for those of you who've been with the channel, I've put in about 5 or 6 different locks in this area. I took those pieces of hair that would slip, and I would just keep them plaited. And when they would come out of the lock, because they weren't a lock at that point, but my hair would grow, just like I did 2 new locks here using the hair growth stuff, I would get it to where I could plait it, and then I would add an extension to it and wait for it to get long enough and take the extension off and let that hair keep growing. Because I found if you start to grow new pieces of hair, you don't do something with it, after it gets to be about, let's say, 3/4 of an inch, it's not really going to grow. But for some reason, this is my hair, I have found that once I put it into a plait and I start to work with it and I keep the oil on it, eventually it starts to grow because it's been separated or it's been plaited. So it comes to a point to where I have to add hair to it to have it to continue to grow. or at least so that it doesn't continue to unravel and just kind of be out here like this. And then I don't know if it's friction or what it is. And it could be friction because I sleep on my hair like this and I don't cover it like I used to. And maybe the friction, I don't know. That's just been my experience. But anyway, so the oil thing, I knew I needed oil. And I was lucky that my loctician said I needed oil, so I never had to make the choice without the support of my loctician. But many of you have locticians who are die-hard Sisterlock people, and they're not willing to think outside of the box, and they will tell you not to use oil on your hair. Now, they may tell you not to use oil on your hair for the first 6 months. I say if they tell you that, do it. Or either take the oil, mix it with water, and spray it very, very lightly in those areas if you really have a problem, if you really feel your hair needs oil. But if they're just saying, well, wait till your hair locks or wait till, you get past this initial stage, my advice to you would be, if you know your hair is not going to slip, let's say, for example, your hair is around here where mine is shorter, yours is longer, and you have locks like this, and okay, if it gets a little loose, I'll just tighten it up. You can tighten it up really easy. You shouldn't be afraid to put your hand in your hair and move it through at that rotation, those 4 points or those 3 points. Use a craft needle, use your hand, and just tighten it up. You're just going 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or whatever the sequence is. But if you're not sure and you feel like you're going to deal with slippage, or you don't want to anger your loctician and you really like your loctician, take her advice, see how it works, and then when you get to a point where you feel more secure, shift over, especially if you feel like your hair needs oil. Because if your hair is telling you it needs oil, it's like the skin gets ashy. I may be in a certain part of the country and my skin is not as ashy because the water is not as hard. I could be in another area where I may be putting something that's a humectant, and a humectant puts moisture in, but it can also pull moisture out of you depending upon what the outer conditions are. Bottom line is, my skin may need some moisture. I'm not going to, if my skin starts to flake and it starts to really become irritated and inflamed, I'm not going to continue to listen to someone who's telling me that I can't put something on my skin, because my skin is telling me what it needs. And sometimes we have to supplement. Just like sometimes if we're not getting what we need in our diet, we have to supplement with something external in order to get that. And I get the whole thing about drinking more water. Listen, I drink almost a gallon of water a day for the last, I'm now 52, at least since I was 20. I give that in addition to the ageless serum. That is an I Am Melanin Magic brand, y'all. If you've been watching my skin over the last 3 years, I'm a little sun-kissed, but my skin is looking better and better. That's because of the ageless serum. But I drink a lot of water. I have been drinking water for decades, and my hair still needs oil. My hair needs oil to strengthen it, to give it more resilience, to give it more elasticity, to help offset the problems that used to come along with the frequent retightenings, or the retightenings in general, because you guys know I wasn't doing them frequently. For about the first 5 years, maybe I was doing them maybe every 8, sometimes 8.5, 9, 10 weeks. And then for the last many years, prior to this April 2023, when I shifted over to knotted locks. If you go knotted locks, you'll never look back. You'll never be sorry. You'll never have another regret. But prior to going knotted locks, I was still doing every 11 or 12 weeks anyway. So for me, even because of the issues, ideological issues I had with the retightenings and all of that, and some of the stuff that you all were talking about on the channel that became a good part of the content for the channel, when I realized what some of you have been going through. Shout out to all of you all who have been dealing with hair loss, and you know that it is not from hormones, it's not from your diet, it's not from not getting enough water. It's because of some of the at-risk practices that are part of maintaining certain hairstyles. It's a part of the approach that your loctician may be taking towards your hair. It's a part of you not taking an active role in paying attention to what is going on with your hair, and maybe just not knowing that you needed to pay attention, just simply trusting your hair to someone who you felt would let you know when your hair was weak or when you were having issues or whatever. I talk a lot about that on the channel, so you can scan my search, the search string text bar within the channel, and you can watch some of the videos that are related to that. But essentially what I'm saying is that I knew that I didn't want to experience what many of you were experiencing. I also had enough sense to know, which is why I started retightening the front part of my locks for the last 2 or 3 years of having locks. I really became very serious about making sure almost every time I had to get a retightening that I at least did the front on my own. I was very vigilant about that the last year. I was kind of off and on prior to that. But I was trying to take every precaution that I could, a lot of things that we can do to help strengthen the hair and to try to offset the retightenings and to try to offset the tension or to offset anything else. The fact that also my locks are very long. And when I tell you they're nowhere near as long as they should be, I have one lock in my hair, I think it's this one, that is as long, and I put some knots in the end because I've colored my hair about now, I don't know, 10, 15 times. It always weakens my ends. But I have one lock that is, yeah, it's this one, but it's not as long as it's supposed to be because I have shortened it. But I also take my ends out. But I also knew that everything that was going on with my hair, the fact that my locks were longer, and although they're not heavy, they were heavy before I changed the oil formula. Once I changed the oil formula, this one here, that you guys may be familiar with, the premium oil that I've used on my hair. After the first 1.5 years, 2 years maybe, I was using this. I made it and I share it with you all, but I did change the formula. It used to be made with avocado and almond oil, way too heavy. And so because of that, it made my locks heavy. But the bottom line is the longer that you have locks, the longer that they are, maybe, of course, but the longer the length of time is that you have the locks, the more you can be subject to the extra pressures of the style. I mean, this is just something that you chose to do. You want to be able to experience the longevity, a long lifetime of having your locks. You don't want to take them out. Everybody's hair is different. Some people have such strong, dense hair that doesn't matter what they do, their locks are going to be fine. All right, I know that that is not me. I have different densities throughout my hair. And some of the main areas that you guys complain about are here and here. And those are often areas where a lot of pressure is put in during the retightenings, right here and then here as well, where the hair is more delicate. Plus, these are more high traffic areas. So for me, it's like, okay, I need to do everything that I can do. I need to make sure I detangle my hair. I need to wash my own hair. If I can retighten it, I need to do that if I can. I need to make sure that I'm putting nutrition or nutrient-rich oils back into my hair to also help build capacity and resilience, to give my hair more elasticity, to help my follicles rebound when they are stressed. My hair is long, so occasionally, back in the day, my husband would, before I really started getting on him about it, his hand would maybe touch my hair and pull my lock. And I would hear it, although the lock didn't fall out, I knew that that was stressing the lock. So a multitude of different things. And the oil helped me. I don't believe that I would have been able to color my hair as many times as I have if I was not using oil on my hair to help replenish and condition my hair. I don't believe that I could have survived some of the things I did to my hair if my hair wasn't also being coddled by the oils that I use. Also, I had a problem with dandruff initially, which is where the issue of starting to use the oil or making my own oil started. I always had dry, itchy scalp up in this area. And I didn't like that. And I also had enough sense to know that the more irritated your scalp is, the more inflamed your scalp can become. The more inflamed your scalp can become, the more you can actually start to lose hair in those areas where the inflammation is. So you have to watch these things, because when you start having flaky, dry, irritated scalp, something is wrong, and you have to take heed to that, whether it's the shampoo, the quality of the water that you are using, the supplies or products that you are using, or the lack thereof. You have to stop and pay attention to what your hair needs, and you have to be in a mindset of trying different things to try to remedy the situation or to catch it before it gets out of hand. So for me, the decision of oil was common sense. Again, I needed oil before I got locks. I need oil now that I have locks. Why wouldn't I need oil now that you think about it? If I've needed oil my whole life, why wouldn't I need oil now? And so my advice to you is, if you're on the fence with oil, listen to your intuition. Try the oil very lightly. Just put it on your scalp and rub it in very lightly until you get to the point to where you feel like your hair can take more. Make sure that you keep your scalp as clean as you can. So when you wash it thoroughly. Make sure you cleanse your scalp really good. Make sure you cleanse your hair really good, which is a mistake that I made in the beginning. I would only wash my hair. I mean, I've never been somebody that washes my hair frequently. Wash my hair maybe every 3 months. It depends, but that was probably my schedule each time before I would go in for a retightening. And so I would only wash it one time. And because of that, I wasn't getting all the oil out. So my locks were starting to get heavier and heavier and heavier. This is years ago. And when I realized it one time, I was sitting at a women's spa and I was just talking to this lady, and I just kept washing, kept conditioning, and kept just washing. I must have washed my hair so many times. And when I got up, I was like, oh my gosh, it's light. Because I had been thinking about cutting my locks because they were starting to really get heavy and make my neck hurt. And then I realized, oh, it's because when you wash it, you're not washing it thoroughly. You're not getting all of the oils out. Let's face it, this is 8 ounces of oil. It's got to go somewhere, right? So once I took those necessary precautions and I made sure my hair was clean, you want to make sure that your scalp is clean so that you can absorb the nutrients that are in the products. You want to make sure you're using all natural, organic, or natural premium therapeutic grade oils on your hair. Do not put heavy stuff in your locks. Do not put heavy oils in your locks. And if you do decide to put heavy oils in your locks for therapeutic reasons, make sure that you wash it. For example, this has heavier oils in it. It has some castor oil in it. It has some black seed oil in it. And it has some pumpkin seed oil in it. This is a therapeutic oil designed with the specific purpose of helping you to grow your hair. This one was helping people grow their hair back in bald areas long before I came out with this one. The point of this one was to keep your hair healthy, to keep it growing, to keep it strong. But it also, as an unintended consequence, helped to bring back hair for a lot of you who had lost hair. And I was like, wow, really? Because see, I never had lost any hair, so I wasn't using it for that. So it was you all's feedback that let me know that, wow, although that was not the intention when I was creating it and when I began to use it and to market it here on the channel, it actually had that unintended consequence. So many of you were using them together, but it is this one that is specifically for the purpose of trying to grow hair in hard to grow areas. It may help you. It may help you to begin to stimulate hair. At the very least, it may help you to realize what the level of damage is. Because if this does not help you, then you have a lot of follicle death. And although some people are willing to believe that once the follicles are gone, they cannot be grown back, I'm not one of those people. I know that sometimes it can take 4 years. I also trust in the healing power of the body and this magnificent God's gift that we've been given in the body and its ability to heal itself. So I'm never going to be a person that is ever going to believe that, oh, if you have this condition, it can't be cured. If you have that, the body can't initialize self-healing. I'm not that person, but I know that if you have severe hair loss and it's been going on for a while and you've been wearing wigs or you were losing your hair already and you let your loctician just continue raking through there with that tool because you wanted to have that grid or you wanted your locks to look a certain way, you're in trouble. And if you didn't catch it early, you may be in trouble indefinitely. Depending upon your hair care story, what may be causing it, if it's you tend to think it's the retightnings or it's something else that's going on, what may be contributing to it, while not causing it, contributing to it, and anything else that could be a mitigating factor. This can help you to see, can my hair grow back? Can I get at least a little bit of fuzz there? How stressed is my hair? What is it that I need to do? Is the hair growth capacity going to be something that's going to take a long time? How much has my hair been traumatized? All of these things, because it is my belief that if you're starting to lose hair, then you need to determine how bad is my hair loss, how long has it been going on, and can I grow hair back? And sometimes a trip to the dermatologist is not always going to tell you if your hair can grow back. They're quick to say, your hair is more than likely not going to come back. And until you pull out all the stops and you try everything you can and you work on yourself from the inside and from the outside, and you take the stress off of your hair, i.e. stop getting your retightenings for a while, figure out something else, take over your own retightenings, don't tighten them as tight, don't apply as much tension, and a litany of other things. You can look at my video on 21 things you can do if your locks are thinning, and also 21 causes of thinning locks. I have 2 videos back to back, probably a couple years ago. Just scroll, you can't miss them. They have the same thumbnail, just a different color background, where I discuss this. But oil to me is something that most of us know our hair needs. And if you're someone that knows your hair needs oil, don't allow someone else who either doesn't have Sisterlocks or has Sisterlocks and their locks don't look that great, or they're not willing to treat you as a unique case with unique hair care needs. Don't let someone tell you and make you believe that if you come to them with some hair concerns and you feel like using oil is something that you need to do, that you have to listen to that when you know intuitively it doesn't make sense. So you have to take care of your hair care story. And it's like Miss Blake says, no one made you sit in the chair. So if you're sitting in that chair and someone is doing something in your hair that's putting a lot of stress in your hair and it's hurting and whatever the other concerns may be, and you feel like your hair needs oil, or if you feel like your hair needs more strength, or if you have a scalp condition and you need something on your scalp and you've tried everything else and you know that, say for example, coconut oil soothes your scalp, or pumpkin seed oil soothes your scalp, or jojoba oil, hemp oil soothes your scalp, then go ahead and take charge and make the decision that you need to make. One of the things you will find, whether it's Microlocks or Sisterlocks, is many people are using oil on their hair because they think and they know that their hair needs it. So it is a personal decision. It is something that you should consult with your loctician about, because if that person is really, 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 really opposed to it, and you have a problem with slippage because you've used too much oil, I might say, or you've done anything else that they ask you not to do, some of these people are really by the book and they will penalize you in your wallet as a result of it. But ultimately, it needs to be your decision, and either way, you need a loctician that is aligned with your value system. You are with Tanisha Ali. If you have not purchased my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, okay? This is your self-coaching and daily mindset reflection book for up-leveling and living your best life. It is a wonderful addendum to your self-healing, self-care, clarifying the energetic and emotional blockages that have been standing in your way, up-leveling your mindset and adopting an abundance consciousness and a prosperity mindset to just take your life to the next level. Make sure you get that book. You can get it from Amazon. I love you. I appreciate you stopping by the channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Show up in the comments. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to do. Periodically, I do go through and look at that. And if there's a particular topic you want me to talk about or you want me to research, I can definitely do that. My job here on this channel is to bring you quality content, whether it is about knotted locks, which I currently have, or whether it is about Sisterlocks, which I have 13 years of experience with. So again, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, afternoon, or evening. I hope that you find peace, that you are productive, that you are feeling prosperous, that you are living in your passion, that you feel in your power, and that your point of attraction is positive. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey ladies, do you love the way your skin looks and feels? I know I do, because I am using the I Am Melanin Magic Anti-Aging Serum, and at 50, I love the way my skin looks and feels. This blend is bomb. It renews, revitalizes, rejuvenates, soothes, conditions, moisturizes, tones, brightens, and fades all in one step. So if you're ready to get your glow on, go get you some I Am Melanin Magic Anti-Aging Serum.
If you struggle with acne during your youth or even as an adult, it's time to give I Am Melanin Magic Acne Serum a try. Unlike other harsh products that dry out your skin, our oils balance and purify, helping to heal inflammation. All natural and formulated to meet the requirements of melanated skin. You'll see results in no time. Don't delay. Order yours today.
Do you have dark spots from skin irritation? How about unsightly marks from acne that's lasted way too long? Fade Magic can help you find your way back to radiance over time. Don't delay, order yours today.
If you are not using Melanin Magic hair oil, then what are you using?
Hi, I'm the creator of the I Am Melanin Magic Skin and Hair Care brand. The I Am Melanin Magic Hair Oil is our premier product. It is the leading high-end supplement for your mane.
It reduces breakage and promotes growth and can be used on all hair types and looks, from straightened hair and microlocks to wigs and protective styles.
It's antifungal, antibacterial, and it's anti-funk, so you know you're protected.
It softens and conditions your hair, and it's anti-frizz too.
Hey guys, so I started using this oil called I Am Melanin Magic since February of this year, and check out the new growth. Like, it's insane. Not only did it help with my new growth, but it smells amazing too.
See the dramatic improvements Denisha has made after not having hair around her edges for 3 years.
Tanya's hair had been like this for almost 20 years, and while getting injections. Her doctor said it was scarred and would never grow back. After 4 weeks of using I Am Melanin Magic, this is what she looked like. I Am Melanin Magic did this to Danette's hair after a short time. This is really all your hair needs. It's rich with antioxidants, loaded with growth-promoting ingredients. Look at the growth of my hair. It's amazing. The product speaks for itself. Order yours today and don't delay. Don't delay, purchase yours today.
I Am Melanin Magic,
And so are you.